Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Sincerely.Shan. I know I've been gone for a while, literally a year, but a lot has changed in the last year, which is why you haven't seen me. Work has been super busy. I moved, which you can tell the kitchen is different. So I'm jumping back in now with what I promised last year, which are more recipes, more guides for the Daniel fast to kind of keep you guys moving. So I am back with another grocery haul. I'm not going to go super in depth like I did last time. If you want more information about how I choose what I'm gonna buy, how I plan my meals for the entire fast, little tips and tricks like that, definitely go back and watch the last video that I did, 2021 grocery haul. It will have a lot more information and a lot more food. I'm not showing all the same things, so definitely take a look at that. However, wanted to go through what I bought this year because some of the meals that I'm planning are a little bit different. I've been experimenting with different kinds of food this year, and I'm excited to see how I can veganize those things for the Daniel fast. So I'll definitely show you guys those things. So let's jump into it. The first thing in front of me are vermicelli noodles. These are rice noodles. If you've ever had I guess like pho at a Vietnamese restaurant, they use rice noodles, but they're super fast to make, and it's literally just made with rice. So completely Daniel fast approved. They take 2 seconds to make. Put them in boiling water, and then all of a sudden they're done, and you can add sauce to them, and they take on the taste of everything because rice, right? And then all of this here, just regular canned stuff, crushed tomatoes and tomato sauce so that I can make tomato sauce for pasta. Coconut milk, because coconut milk is used in so many things as a milk replacement during the Daniel fast for me. If I'm making desserts or just meals that typically require something creamy, I will replace it with coconut milk. A tip that I have is store your coconut milk upside down, so that way when you flip it and you're about to cook and you flip it, you don't get that like super solid chunk of the fat with all the coconut water separated. So I always store mine in my cabinet upside down. Let's see what else. Coconut oil. Again, I like coconut oil to cook with. It does flavor your food a little bit, so if you're worried about that, then stick with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, sunflower oil. There are so many. I like coconut oil because it's multi-purpose. I can use half of this for cooking and take half of it out and put it aside for my hair and skincare products. But the good thing about coconut oil is it has a very high smoke content, so you don't have to worry about putting it in a pan and it burning like butter, essentially. What else do we have here? Green curry paste. So again, this is something new. I love Thai green curry. I love to order it at Thai restaurants, and I've tried to make it at home, and it was pretty okay. This time I'm going to try to veganize it, again, using coconut milk only. Typically that's how it's made, but in the past when I tried to make it, I didn't have coconut milk, so I think I used like heavy cream or something. But very excited to try this. Another tip when you're shopping is to make sure you're looking at the ingredients, because this was a small jar, and when I was in the supermarket I saw a bigger jar, and I was gonna buy that one until I realized it had sugar in it. So again, you have to make sure you're looking at the ingredients of things before you just start throwing things in your cart, because you might eat something that's not Daniel fast approved without even realizing it, just because the ingredients, they kind of snuck sugar in or another type of animal product. But this one is green chili pepper, garlic, lemongrass, spices, salt, shallots, and lime peels. So good to go. Back here I have some beans. I bought 2 spices. I didn't have any more ground cloves. This will go really well with my energy bars. At some point I'll show you guys a recipe for that. And then I bought za'atar seasoning. This is I was gonna say Lebanese, but it's also just like an Arabic seasoning in general. Really good. Particularly because I bought falafel mix. I have made falafel in the past, but I've never used a falafel mix, and I always feel like my falafels are okay. Like, they don't taste like falafel to me. They taste like chickpea balls, because I'm seasoning it with the seasonings I usually use. My family's from the Caribbean, so a lot of the seasonings I use are definitely more on the Caribbean side. I am American, so I use American seasonings as well. And so I feel like that's what was missing. So I bought this mix, and this entire hoping that this time when I make falafel, it'll actually taste the way falafel's supposed to. What else do we have back here? Vegetable broth, unsweetened applesauce. Again, make sure you're paying attention, and if you buy applesauce, you get the one that doesn't have any sugar in it. I bought seltzer water. I'm not a big juice or soda drinker, so that's not a huge issue for me during the fast. Majority of the time, the only thing I have in my house to drink is plain water, seltzer water, and coconut water. So that's not really going to be a big change, but I put it up here. You can have seltzer water if you're missing the carbonation from regular soda. This is a treat, if you can see it that way. Here I have almond butter. I think I talked about this in the last video, that the supermarket that I shop at, you can get ground almond butter like fresh. I prefer to get it this way because it's cheaper. Almond butter can be like $10 for a little jar, way more expensive than peanut butter. But most of those also have sugar added. So getting it like this, where they grind it fresh, I know it's literally just almonds straight into the container, and I don't have to worry about anything else being added. My supermarket does this. So if you live in Brooklyn, Lincoln Market on Lincoln between Flatbush and Ocean, that's where I get this from. But most Whole Foods have this as well. I don't think Trader Joe's has it, but Whole Foods definitely has it. So if you're near a Whole Foods, you can definitely get fresh ground almond butter or peanut butter. They usually have both. Here I have oat flour and coconut flour, primarily because in my old apartment I had a food processor that I could use my oats and make oat flour, so I never buy it. But I don't have one in this apartment, not yet anyway. So I bought oat flour and I bought coconut flour. I have some breakfast recipes to use with both of these. And I'll also be using the oat flour in my energy bars, and actually probably the coconut flour too, to kind of bind it together. So there's that. This is Bob's Bread Mill. I just like this brand, but you don't have to buy this brand. You can buy whatever brand you want. I just prefer that one. Brown rice. I got a lot of people actually asking me before, like, what do you do with your brown rice? Because when I make mine, it doesn't taste good. So quick tips for brown rice is make it with vegetable stock. That way it has a little bit of flavor, and make sure you're cooking it properly. The reason you might be cooking brown rice at home and it doesn't taste the same as if you got brown rice from like Chipotle or something like that is probably because of the way you're cooking it. Brown rice takes way longer than regular rice, and it's very specific. You have to use twice as much water as you use for rice. So even if you don't have a measuring cup, if you use a regular cup that you have at home, that serving, double it with the water, put it all in the pot at the same time, and then once the water comes back up to a boil, put foil over the pot and then cover it. No steam can escape. That is super important. Super important. No steam can escape. You don't want to cook it with the lid off. It has to be completely covered, and you have to cook it for an hour. Every single one of these packages usually gives you a different amount of time. This one says 45 minutes. When I learned how to make brown rice, it was an hour. So I will usually check, since the package says 45 minutes, I'll check at 45 and see if there's water at the bottom. If there's any water at the bottom or it's too moist for me, put it back on and let it go for that extra 10 or 15 minutes. But usually that's what it is, between 45 minutes to an hour. I stick with an hour. And that should make your rice come out soft the way it's supposed to. Brown rice is not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be chewy. It just tastes a little different than regular rice, but that's literally the only difference. I also bought pasta. So another thing that I got questions about was, how do you eat brown rice pasta? It doesn't taste good. 100%. Brown rice pasta and whole wheat pasta don't taste great. Brown rice pasta tastes a little better, but whole wheat pasta really tastes, to be honest, it tastes a little bit like dirt sometimes. There are some brands that are better than others, but I prefer to buy Banza pasta whenever I can. This brand of pasta is made with chickpeas, and they make lots of different types of pasta. I feel like in the beginning I would only see spaghetti, but when I went to buy this one, there was linguine, there was elbows, there was rotini. So depending on what kind of pasta you like, they should have it now. And you can usually find these in any health food store or supermarket that just sells healthier things. You might have to step out of your neighborhood if your neighborhood doesn't have those types of supermarkets, but it's worth it because this pasta is really good. It's not chewy, it's not gummy, it doesn't fall apart. This is the closest thing to regular pasta that I usually would buy. And I buy this even when I'm not doing the Daniel fast. It's just good and a good alternative to regular pasta. I bought some fresh things. They're mostly in my fridge now. What I have out is because I made dinner tonight. So I have my mushrooms out and spinach out. I bought 2 different types of mushrooms. These are regular button mushrooms, and I bought portobello mushrooms as well. I like mushrooms. They're a good meat substitute. I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms, but I feel like you should give them a chance when you cook them yourself. Like, season them yourself, cook them down at home yourself, and taste them. Let them get really soft. Some people just don't like the texture in the beginning. Let them cook down, let them get soft. They're a really good meat substitute. When I make vegan bolognese, I just chop mushrooms super fine. You genuinely can't, I don't want to say you can't tell the difference, because it's not going to have the same exact texture as like ground meat, but I personally like the mushroom one even better. So I bought a bunch of oranges, partially because I like oranges. They're one of my favorite fruits. Also because my goddaughter loves oranges, and every time she comes to my house, she's like eating all of my oranges. So I bought a big bag so that way she can have oranges and I can still have oranges and not be stressed, right? I also bought lemons. I bought bell peppers, scallions. I bought a ton of edamame. I bought spinach. The edamame and the spinach are both frozen. I'm not the biggest fan of frozen vegetables cooked, because they don't, I prefer fresh vegetables over frozen, but there are some vegetables that it doesn't really matter. To me, spinach is like that. It cooks down the same way sauteed spinach would. And edamame I buy frozen because it's a super fast snack. I usually just throw it in some boiling water for like 5 minutes, and then I drain the water out, sprinkle a little bit of olive oil and salt over it, shake it up, and put it in a bowl or whatever. So good, y'all. So good. And if you want to take an extra step, you can put it in a pan and saute it with, like, don't judge me, Worcestershire, y'all know what I'm talking about, that sauce, or soy sauce, whichever one you have. Or if you have liquid aminos, you can use that as well. But Worcestershire sauce is a little bit, the flavor is a little bit deeper. So, and then the last thing is nuts and dried fruit. I'm still missing some of my favorite dried fruits. I love pineapple. I love mango. What else? Pineapple, mango, apricots. And there are certain ones, like Trader Joe's makes a dried mango or dried pineapple, both, that have like the tahini on it already. So good, y'all. So good. So I didn't get that because I haven't gone to Trader Joe's yet. Maybe if I go to Trader Joe's, I'll do a Trader Joe's friendly grocery haul for the Daniel fast, because they have a lot of really good options. If you're vegan or dairy free or meat free, however that works in your life. And then I bought nuts. So I have almonds here, and then this container, I think I have a bunch of different nuts in here. I have pecans in here and walnuts. And then in these 2 containers, I have a mix of raisins and currants and dates. So I promised last year that I would make a date paste for you guys as a sugar substitute, and a berry compote. So I will definitely do both of those this time. I actually promised, because I had a lot of people like, girl, I was waiting for the video and it didn't come. I apologize, life got crazy, but I'm back. So if you guys have any questions about the things I bought, let me know. Yeah, I am very excited to keep moving, to keep these videos coming. I actually have help now. I'm not just recording by myself. So that's a little bit helpful, and I'm sure that I will be held accountable to make sure that I do these videos. So if you are looking for that Trader Joe's haul, if you are looking to see what can I get in Trader Joe's, quick, easy, pre-prepared menu types of things, easy, put on the stove for 5 minutes and heat it up and eat, like and comment, and I will definitely come back to you guys with a Trader Joe's haul. If you guys are interested in more videos about the Daniel fast, or just about living a more healthy lifestyle, about looking at your life in a more holistic manner, definitely subscribe, because I'll be bringing more videos to you. And there will be a little bit of a shift. I talked about this on Instagram a little bit already, but I had some changes in my health this year that have caused me to refocus on what I'm eating, what I'm putting on my skin, what I'm putting in my hair. I kind of fell off. That's on me. But my focus has reshifted, and I'm also going to be talking a lot more about what it means to live with chronic illness, invisible illness, and be a young Black woman dealing with all of the things that come with having a chronic condition and dealing with medicine. So if you're interested in any of those things, definitely subscribe, and they'll be coming in the next few weeks. We've got 3 weeks of this Daniel fast. If you're doing the Daniel fast too, also comment that. I want to see where you're from, what church do you go to, and why you're doing the Daniel fast and you're not just doing an absolute fast. I'm interested in hearing people's reasons, and we can support each other. We can encourage each other. Follow me on Instagram and DM me, and we can talk about it, the struggles, the problems. I've got your back. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great night.